Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to the cricket show here with your host Ram today. And in this particular cricket show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview the South Africa Sri Lanka Test series that is coming up. As you know, like South Africa, as you know, notched up their maiden triumph in Sri Lanka when they had a one-day series win 2-1. Now the focus is totally on the Test matches, and this is where the battle really begins between Sri Lanka and South Africa. And tomorrow, this particular battle is beginning at Galle. Now let's start off with Sri Lanka. Let's start off with South Africa, because South Africa have a new captain. They are led by a new captain tomorrow. So South African, when Hashim Amla walks in to actually toss the coin with his counterpart, the Sri Lankan captain Angelo Mathews, what would be very, very significant is that this South African era is a new era after the retirement of long-standing captain Graeme Smith, who was the most successful captain for South Africa. He had a very, very long reign. When he got inducted, Graeme Smith, one would remember, got inducted into the South African squad at a very young age, and he took up the mantle and he really delivered the goods for South Africa. Not only that, he had taken South Africa to the #1 spot, but it's only last year that they lost that #1 spot, as you all remember. But now in the contest between South Africa and Australia, but South Africa now would once again like to regain that #1 spot, and let's see what happens. So Hashim Amla definitely has a big burden on his shoulders, no doubt about it. It will be very interesting to see how Hashim Amla's captaincy, whether his batting is actually affected by his captaincy. But Hashim Amla, as we know, is a very cool as a cucumber, and a person who is as cool as Hashim Amla, I don't see any reason why his batting should be affected. One only wishes for South Africa's sake that Hashim Amla's bat really flows well. The ball hits the middle part of the bat, and the ball travels in a very, very sweet manner. So Hashim Amla is such a classic player. It's always a treat to watch Hashim Amla while he's batting. Now, as I said, Hashim Amla is the new captain of the South African team. So there's a lot of things expected from Hashim Amla. He would definitely be under some sort of pressure. For South Africa, the other thing is that the opening spot has been vacant. It has long been guarded by the retired Test captain Graeme Smith. Tomorrow we would see two new opening batsmen. Alvaro Peterson for a fair length of time had given company to Graeme Smith, but now it would be the turn of Dean Elgar to take on the mantle. So Dean Elgar, he's also very, very talented, and he plays pretty well, which we saw what he did against Australia. So Dean Elgar and Alvaro Peterson would be opening the innings. Alvaro Peterson of late has not been in some good form. He has definitely been struggling with his form. So that would be very interesting to see how this new opening combination from South Africa deals against the Sri Lankans. Du Plessis, he will be now. Du Plessis gets a spot as one drop. It will be very interesting to see whether Hashim Amla will open. Probably Hashim Amla will be coming #2. So the one drop will be Du Plessis. Du Plessis, I think, is a perfect one drop batsman who could stay at the crease and slowly play both kinds of game. Whether you want to have a waiting game, you can expect it from Du Plessis, or if you really want to get some strokes going on, that is also Du Plessis is quite capable. And then once Hashim Amla comes, it will be AB de Villiers who will be coming in. I think this batting lineup is looking pretty strong for South Africa, looks pretty solid. AB de Villiers, one of the greatest batsmen here for South Africa, and he would be the one who probably would have thought that he could have got the Test captaincy, but unfortunately that was not the case. They decided to go for Hashim Amla, and AB de Villiers has taken it in the right spirit, and then the talented Quinton de Kock will be coming in at number 6. Now Quinton de Kock will be keeping wickets. AB de Villiers won't be keeping wickets, so Quinton de Kock, in my opinion, should be making his test debut if I'm not wrong, but I am still not really sure whether Quinton de Kock, I have a feeling that Quinton de Kock, it would be the debut for Quinton de Kock as far as test matches are concerned. But again, if my memory serves me right, but I am not really pretty sure about that. One can really check into the statistics there, but Quinton de Kock, he will be playing as a wicketkeeper batsman, and AB de Villiers would be playing as a fielder. So that would be very interesting to see. And Quinton de Kock, let me tell you, he is really strengthening this batting order to a great degree, coming in as the wicketkeeper batsman. And then JP Duminy is coming in at number 7. So you could see the middle order is pretty strong for South Africa. Duminy of late has been in some good form, and it would be interesting to see how Duminy goes. And then we have the pace attack coming in, even though it is I mean, this is something that South Africa really boasts of, and test matches are going to be the one where I think the Sri Lankans are going to be tested. But it will be very interesting to see whether there's some assistance in the pitch, and Dale Steyn is the one who would be taking on the new cherry. He would be probably sharing the new cherry with either Morne Morkel or Vernon Philander, probably Vernon Philander, because Vernon Philander is the one who can really swing the ball like a banana when the ball is pretty new, and Vernon Philander performs an able combination with Dale Steyn. Dale Steyn would be the one who would be hurling the thunderbolts. Vernon Philander will be swinging it all the way, and then Morne Morkel, to give him solid support with his natural height, he gets some good bounce out of it, some extra bounce that he gets. And then Imran Tahir. Now, as you know, Imran Tahir was a surprise packet in this one-day international series, but I thought he played a great role in South Africa's successful scheme of things. And Imran Tahir definitely, I would say, giving a dose of its own medicine to the Sri Lankans there. And Imran Tahir would be very keenly watched, because if you remember, he took the wicket of Mahela Jayawardene, who recently announced that he would be retiring from Tests in the month of August, where he actually dismissed him 3 times. So Imran Tahir would be quite proud of that achievement, and Imran Tahir would be feeling that he is the one who had probably hurried Mahela Jayawardene's retirement, because the way he bowled, he picked up Mahela Jayawardene 3 times in that 3-match series, and that is something a bowler could be really proud of, when it takes a great batsman like Mahela Jayawardene 3 times. And Imran Tahir has really been improving, and it will be very interesting to see how the Sri Lankans, what game plan they have, because they would have really studied some videos of his, and one is hoping that Sri Lankans would play much better than what they did in the one-day internationals. So that would be very interesting. And Imran Tahir, let me tell you, he is also not a person who is going to spare an inch there, because what is going to be in his favor is going to have a close cordon around the Sri Lankan batsman, and that would make the fielders pretty interested when Imran Tahir is bowling. And Sri Lankan batsman definitely has to watch out, because Imran Tahir seems to be definitely improved a great deal. He has picked up a few tricks, and he's looking a different bowler altogether now, and he's really probably living up to the billing of being a very good leg spinner. Well, let's have a look at the Sri Lankan team now. For Sri Lanka, well, they are led by an astute captain, Angelo Matthews. Of late, what one has seen in Angelo Matthews' captaincy is that we saw that against England. One thought that Angelo Matthews was pretty cool, but we definitely saw some sparks were flying when he was actually exchanging words with Joe Root against England, and he has definitely brought some bit of aggression into his captaincy now, and that's absolutely not wrong at all, as long as it is within the spirit of the game, and that's what Angelo Matthews has been doing. So Angelo Matthews probably would like to go the aggressive way as far as his bat is concerned now, and would also like to bowl well against the South Africans. And Lahiru Thirimani is the new vice captain of this Sri Lankan outfit, so that would be very interesting. Lahiru Thirimani would probably think that now he has actually slowly but surely cemented his post in the Sri Lankan lineup. So Eli Rathinamani is the vice captain who would be giving some assistance to Angelo Matthews as far as decisions are concerned. And for Sri Lanka, the opening spot, Kaushal Silva and Upul Taranga. Now, Upul Taranga is making a comeback after a span of 6 years. So, and that would be very interesting to see how Upul Taranga goes against. And Upul Taranga, 6 years he has made a comeback. After 6 years he is making a comeback. So that would be pretty interesting. But the person at the other end will be Kaushal Silva, who has already proved himself that he is a pocket sized guy, but the pocket sized guy is a real dapper opener. And let me tell you, I've already told you yesterday that Kaushal Silva has already penciled himself as one of the openers who is going to be a regular test opener for Sri Lanka, and he definitely suits that to perfection. He's such a player, and you would know why when this series against South Africa starts. And definitely Kaushal Silva will have some sort of a test, because he will be facing some genuine quicks there. Even though he plays Pakistan, I thought that South Africans have a genuine quicks, and that would be interesting to see how Kaushal Silva goes. And then let's talk about those two pillars of Sri Lankan cricket for a pretty long time. And one of those blokes, as I said, Mahela Jayawardene, has yesterday yesterday said that he would be retiring after the test series against Pakistan in the month of August. So Mahela Jayawardene would be keenly watched, and Sri Lankan fans would be hoping that every time Mahela Jayawardene goes to the crease, he goes and scores runs. And it would be only fitting if Mahela Jayawardene could really score big in this series against South Africa, so that Mahela Jayawardene so what happens is that it will also enable Sri Lanka to actually try to see whether they can actually win the series against South Africa. And Kumar Sangakkara, what to say about Kumar Sangakkara? He's another person, as I said, the two pillars of Sri Lankan cricket. And Kumar Sangakkara would also be hoping that he could also contribute in a big way. Well, he's already shown signs of form, so that would be pretty interesting to see. Dinesh Chandimal is going to be the wicket keeper for Sri Lanka. So he, being the wicket keeper, he also would hold, as I said yesterday, I told in my when I was giving my cricket happening show, you can refer to my yesterday's cricket happening show. I definitely mentioned about one person who is missing there, and it was why I was a bit surprised at the selection as far as test matches are concerned, considering that Prasanna Jayawardene, the wicket-keeper batsman from Sri Lanka, has an impeccable record, and Dinesh Chandimal has not been in some good form. But so now Dinesh Chandimal is the one who will be under pressure to prove a point here, and as I said, he has to defeat the point that I made yesterday. And if he can prove me wrong, that would be really great. If Dinesh Chandimal can get some runs under his belt, well, that would be really great. He would have really proven me absolutely wrong, and I wish that happens, that he proves me wrong in that case of his selection here. And as far as the bowling is concerned, the bowling will be in the hands of, it looks like they are not going to go for it's a probable team that has been announced. It looks there are only two pace bowlers. Yesterday I was talking about four-pronged pace attack, but it looks like now Shaminda Aranga and Suranga Lakmal will be the ones who would be sharing the new ball. Suranga Lakmal, as he has shown he has really quickly improving. He's learning the real nuances in the game, no doubt about that. And Shaminda Aranga, always a very difficult customer, because he hits the deck hard and gets some real bounce out of it, and he can also surprise you with some very good pacey deliveries. And so that would be something which would be really watched at in a very keen manner. So Shaminda Aranga and Suranga Lakmal would be the ones who would be actually trying to provide the breakthroughs for Sri Lanka, and then they definitely would like to get the spinners going. Rangana Herath is a very experienced hand, and he always loves bowling at the South Africans, so he also has a good record against them. So that would be something that would be very interesting to see, the battle between Rangana Herath and the South African batsman. And then Dilruwan Perera, is a right arm off spinner, and he's also a good bat too. So Dilruwan Pereira is also getting a chance, and he's also a very good quality off spinner. So all in all, it looks good. I'm told that there could be assistance for the quick bowlers on the first day, and then probably it will keep the spinners interested. And the forecast also, it seems that there could be a rain during this particular test match, which is not good news. It suggests that so it would be interesting to see what both the captains do. It depends on whichever team actually wins the toss, what they really do, whether they elect to bat or elect to field. So, but I think we are in for a great clash as far as the Sri Lanka-South Africa Test Series is concerned. And as I said, tomorrow is the first Test match of the Sri Lanka versus South Africa. It is going to be played at the Galle Cricket Stadium. Well, from here, let me just shift over. Finally, just a brief peek here before I actually end up this Cricket Happening show today. And that would be talking about the second unofficial test match, which is happening at the Allan Border Ground here, Brisbane in Australia, where India A have made 501 runs. So they gave a real firm reply. In fact, they picked up a very good handy lead of almost 78 runs, with India A 501 all out in reply to Australia's 423 all out. And they did a fine job, and the feature was Naman Oja, who has been pretty consistent. In fact, he has one double century and 2 centuries in his 2 unofficial tests, and this is the first time that Naman Oja has been dismissed in this particular unofficial test series. Naman Oja's contribution was 110 runs with 18 fours and 3 sixes, and Manoj Tiwari had a good hit of 63 with 10 fours, 40 coming from Bati Raidu, 4 fours and 2 sixes. Amit Mishra made 36, but then Naman Oja got some good company coming in. Naman Oja, well, he played his part, no doubt about it, which he has been doing it pretty well. But for India, the surprise thing was Umesh Yadav went on to make a very hard hit 90 of just 66 deliveries with 11 fours and 5 sixes. So that is the one which really enabled India A to get into the lead against Australia A. They finished at 501 all out. The best bowler for Australia A was Chad Sayers. As I was talking about him yesterday, I said Australians definitely feel that he is a good test match prospect in the future, and well, he really proved it so by bowling 30 overs, 8 maidens, 84 runs, and picked up 5 wickets. And then Ben Cutting, after his batting performance the other day, towards the latter stages of the game against the Indians, he picked up 4 wickets when he had figures of 26.2 overs, 5 maidens, 100 runs and 4 wickets, and 1 wicket went to Mitchell Marsh. And Australia in their second dig had just 1 ball to face when play was stopped, and they were not for naught with both the openers yet to score, Phil Hughes and Alex Doolan. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that really brings an end to this Cricket Happening show of mine today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and hope you keep this great company going with Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram will be seeing you tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the first day's play report on the first test match between South Africa and Sri Lanka, which is going to be played at Galle, the first match of this test series, and I can't wait for the test series to start. Until then, it's goodbye for the day. Thank you.